last week, right? The guy who lost his father.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, I just want to say that I think that was good when it happened. Yeah. You know, it's more than being an Israelite. It's also being a uplift those. It's good to talk about culture.
How you doing?
Time no see, dude. Yeah. It's good to talk about strengthening the feeble knees.
I had a feeling he could have been Jake. Just how like the more he started like really getting passionate about what he's saying, the finally started coming out.
I think so. I think that was good the way we handled that. More to being an Israelite has been able to also strengthen those who experience loss, uplift. Yeah, we can go on right into it. Shalom. First and foremost, we're going to give all praises to Yahweh. Double honors to our apostles and elders, very great millstone. Peace and blessings to the whole elect. So, I guess it was this week. Did all that Kyrie Irving, all that happen this week? Right? The Barclay?
It happened last week, but yeah, the nigga Charleston White, he did a response to it.
But the Barclay Center, all that was Saturday or something?
That was, what's it, Sunday? That was actually like Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah, either last Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what happened was, you know, like IUIC went down there, right? Which I believe, on the surface, it may look noble, but there's different motives involved with that. Regardless, what it did spark was a response from the world, right? Even now, if you search Hebrew Israelites on YouTube, everybody's commenting on Hebrew Israelites and Kyrie Irving and the Barclay Center, all that, right? So that's a good thing. It prompted these devils to then write an article, which is real long, about the Israelites, right? In particular, they are talking about IUIC. And the demonstration that they showed there, right? They was marching in like a military formation, right? So the devils was using that, right, to an excuse to bring up this article and basically talk about how the Israelites are increasing in number and how that we could pose a potential threat, right? And they even got Vocab Malone on it because we already know that he's set up and that what's going to happen is what we already said is going to happen. But when they do start to, when these other so-called attacks start to muster up, right, and the defamation begins, Vocab Malone is going to be the one leading the charge on Hebrew Israelites. Because he already looks at us as if we're something to be studied and that the whole world should be worried about us, right? And literally all we do is believe the Bible. That's it. That's it. There was even a time where he tried to say that we were violent. And then we said we're not violent. And then he said, the GMS said they're not violent. No, you're just not violent yet. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. We're going to get violent in the kingdom. Everything we say is when we get in the kingdom. So if what we're saying is a lie, then technically, according to you, we don't pose a threat because we're talking about this imaginary kingdom.
Exactly.
So then that's when we're going to get physical, right? So that shows you right there that we're not violent. But you still be the devil. Brothers in Vegas, Dallas, they call you Haman. I do believe you are Haman, all right? But you are trying to lead the charge on this. You act like you're some type of important person, right? Like you study this, you figure this out. There's no secret to us. We're literally out here on the camera telling you our beliefs.
Yeah, like he can go into the scriptures and debunk everything. Like, nah, man, you haven't debunked not one thing.
Exactly.
And you've been basically harassing us. So that's pretty much the spirit that you have. Haman was harassing the Jews that was in Shushan in the palace. Okay, and it was when our people was under Elam. Okay, so yeah, you are Haman. Yeah, you haven't debunked not one thing that we said. Just it's like you just set up so our people can feel better about their bad decisions. And not accepting the truth.
And it was through his craftiness he got the king by slandering us. Got the king to issue a decree to slay all the Jews.
Right.
Right? That's all you're doing. You're trying to set us up to be violent and all that in a subtle way. So when the full assault happens on the Israelites, you're gonna be leading charge. The groups, where they at? I know their name. I know the groups. I know this. Right? But you know what? That's all right. We're gonna read from this article. So I'm just gonna read the top little stories. Let's go down a little bit to where it says 2019.
Article from the times of Israel. How many Hebrew Israelites are there? How many Hebrew Israelites are there? How worried should Jews be?
You see, how many Hebrew Israelites are there and how worried should the fakes be? What do they got to be worried about? You see, they're trying to tie it into some type of physical carnality, type of assault thing. See, the demonization already has begun, but it's really starting to manifest itself. Go ahead. What you say about it?
Skipping down a couple paragraphs. Before 2019, those American tiny hats who were even aware of the once obscure black Hebrew Israelite spiritual movement, likely associated with the loud but non-violent street preachers who would harangue pedestrians in city centers. In December of that year, however, extremely confessing Israelite beliefs attacked a kosher grocery store in Jersey City, New Jersey, and a Hanukkah party in Muncie, New York. 2 tiny hats were killed in Jersey City, and a 72-year-old rabbi who was stabbed in the head in Muncie died from his injuries 3 months later. With the memory of those attacks still fresh, and against the backdrop of a surge, Islam and public expression of anti-Semitism combined with threats of violence against tiny hat communities emanating from other extremist corners, the militant posturing of IUIC has alarmed many tiny hats already on edge.
Right, so and notice the words they always use about that is extremist, terror, violent, militant. Ain't none of them brothers out there had a gun on them. They were just out there with garments. They were in their regular clothes. But it's so-called opposing the threat. They say militant. So they was moving like that, right? But they're trying to paint a narrative here that we are so-called dangerous. And in particular targeting who? The most protected group of people, at least on this side of the world, Amalek. See? So what Esau's trying to do is use his craftiness to put in legislation ways to try to silence his truth. See what I'm saying? First, like, can you give me Daniel 8?
Like I say, that's the real harm that's being done to the truth. You know, it's piercing. They can't take it. You know, the foundation has been built on lies and deceits, and the truth is not just that. That's the real crime that they're having.
Yeah, I tell someone, can you get 2 Maccabees chapter 6?
I would look like fucking Hannah Montana or something. Not this fucking literal, like, Britney Spears, I'm crazy bullshit. I'm fucking being mistreated by the white people too. Just say fucking no. I know it was you guys that said that I was in charge. I'm not in charge. It's the evil
Daniel
white
chapter
people.
8 and verse 25. And it says, and through his policies, and also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. He shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without a hand. And it says that through his policy, also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand.
Right. And through his policy, he's talking about the so-called white man, particularly the race. Right? He said that through his policy, he shall cause many craft to prosper. Right? Now, the devil's trick and deception was told. And since he's in power, he puts in the legislation. So, it's already written. Like, I can pull that up. It was already quoted by one of the Israelites back in the early 1900s, where he basically said that if there's any people out there who become too much of a problem, constantly label this and this and that. Shit. Yeah, shit. Oh, I tried it out. It's probably my phone. But I probably can find that. But they're just they're following their MO. You know, just like when, what's the devil's name? Willie Lynch, right? The reason he wrote that in public is because he's trying to teach others. They're all trying to teach each other. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all watched that part 2 of the Amalek, but the reason they put that out there is so they can teach each other how to maneuver and operate. So all they're doing is following the same plays that are played. The Israelites are a problem, we know what to do. Call them militant, call them that. Look for anything that we can use to label them as potential violent people so that we can put legislation to pass, put stuff on the books to try to silence this word. Read that for me.
Second Maccabees, chapter 6, we'll start with that.
Yes,
Verse 1. Not long after this, the king sent an old man from Athens to compel the Jews to depart from the laws of their fathers and not to live after the laws of the Most High. And to pollute also the temple in Jerusalem and to call it the temple of Jupiter Olympus, and that in Garitum of Jupiter, the defendant of strangers, as they did desire that dwell in the place. The coming in of this mischief was sore and grievous to the people, for the temple was filled with the riot and reveling by the Gentiles, who dallied with harlots and had to do with women within the circuit of the holy places, and besides that brought in things that were not lawful. Verse 5. The altar also was filled with profane things which the law forbid. Neither was it lawful for a man to keep Sabbath days or ancient feasts, or to profess himself at all to be a Jew.
Yeah, you see, during the Greek Empire, it was defiled so much that it was not lawful for the Israelite man to keep the holy days, even to profess yourself to be a Jew. So when they asked you that question back then, you had to say you was a Greek, you was Helen, you was a Jupiter, descendant or whatever. You couldn't say a Jew. That's the problem. See, if history repeats itself, it has to do with the sun. So the devil is coming down again. He's trying to basically label us extremists and all that. And a lot of people read that, they listen to it, so now they're like, oh, we need to be aware, right? But all it takes, because a lot of it's backfire, okay? A lot of them are just looking and be like, man, they ain't doing nothing, okay? I've been seeing the Hebrew Israelites out there, 99. They ain't violent, they ain't this. A lot of people who may disagree with us will still at least admit, be like, no, that's BS. Right? And it's backfire because even when the whole Kyrie thing, who's the first one to come up to try to shame Kyrie? The sellouts, the Charles Barkley, the Shaquille O'Neals, right? But what did Jake do? Jake fired back at them. Yeah. Like, no, Ron James, he ain't said nothing, he ain't did nothing, he ain't this. Y'all just trying to make him out, and that caused more people to dig to this truth, right? And they changed their views towards us. So Esau's attempt to try to demonize us really is only going to work for those who don't understand the truth, and mostly a lot of Edomite cities. We see Amalek behind closed doors in their little chats, their little things. They panicking, man. They mad, they angry. So they're gonna do what they do best, demonize. That's what they do. They're gonna use their power and their influence to try to come after little old us. Okay? So this is the time that you look for. This is the time when now the truth is mainstream. It's about a 24/7. And the words of truth is running the clear. And the names of how we write it all the time. See, that's important. We also in the time of the two tribes being put together. Because even in that article, they acknowledge that you got the Latinos, the Native Americans, who are also Israelites. So that right there shows you that they should drop the black. But they're not going to do it. Because they already got it on the book that it's the black extremist groups that are the problem. Right?
And like they put that stigma on us, black. You know, which we're not black, we're different shades of brown. Okay? And majority of Israel don't even identify with black. Okay, it's just the prophecy that I don't know what it said, but it says the Lord shall raise the tents of Judah first. Okay, so like at one point in time it was just all southern kingdom, but now like eventually like the northern kingdom is gonna come in. Okay,
We know why we put that black on the front of it, because it means everything negative and everything opposite of,
colors represent violence, like Black Power, Black Panthers, Black extremists, Black identity extremists, you know, just to make us look bad. And that's not what really what we about. You said what? Here? Huh? Power.
Second Ezra 6 and 27. For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish, corruption shall be overcome, and the truth which has been so long without fruit shall be declared. You know, and that's what we see, man. That's what we see happening. You know, they can demonize, they can talk all the smack they want. You know, they can lie, slander, whatever, but the truth is going to be brought out, man. And it's nothing you can do about it. You know, nothing you can do about it. They've been able to suppress the truth for centuries, man. Push to the world what they want the world to believe as being true, which is called indoctrination. So now when you hear the truth coming out in its entirety, it's strange to you. It's foreign. It sounds bad, but it's really the truth, man.
Right.
And it lets you know just what time we in.
There's a quote made by one of their old Amalekites. Basically said when a particular sector group become too troublesome, label them this, label them that, and soon it will be accepted as true, according to the Asa society. So we're already hip to their plans, but it's actually backfiring because a lot of Israelites, even a lot of Edomites, knowing like they're not doing what you say they are doing. Okay, we're just men with Bibles proclaiming the truth. But since this whole world is established upon lies, of course you find this as a threat. Of course you see this as a threat because you established your entire life as a lie. You Amalekites know you've been living a lie. Your entire life is a lie, and you know it. You just want to continue to live like that because why wouldn't you want to live as a so-called special privileged people who owns every damn thing? But at the same time, you're looked at as at any time something happens, you play the victim.
This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 3. By any means, for that day shall come, except there come a falling away first, and that that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition.
That's right, the son of perdition. Perdition basically means destruction. That man is being revealed as Esau Edom, the so-called white man, without a doubt. That's right. Even now, they're pushing to stop anything regarding the truth. One of those Long Island senators just said that. Not using the correct pronouns on the so-called transgender is an inciting of violence. So that's what they're saying now. Basically, when you speak the truth, right, and you call someone out, oh, that's inciting violence against them. There is a soccer player in Greece, in Athens, by the way, which Athens is where the foundation of democracy, the birthplace of democracy. Because he said God created Adam and Eve. He's looking at jail time all because one trans activist so-called got death threats. What the hell that got to do with him? Oh, because he has influence, right? So he should be held accountable. So they're trying to say is that when you speak the truth, you're not going along with the lies, you're so-called inciting violence. Okay? So they're trying to say, oh, you're not going to acknowledge this grown-ass man wearing a dress as she, or whatever the hell it wants to be acknowledged as, but that's inciting violence. Because if something happens to him, then it's your fault. So what they're trying to do is pass decrees to make it unlawful, really, for a man to speak the truth. Mm-hmm. Everybody has to just walk around and play pretend.
Right.
Yeah. Hey, that shit is childish, man.
Esau's one big ass child.
Meanwhile, Sour Silver, she ain't getting no backlash for nothing she said.
Yeah.
Is that comedian?
Yeah.
Comedian. Yeah, she did like the whole blackface thing.
Yeah.
And her racist ass. And believe it or not, like a lot of you damn like so-called racist Edomite women, a lot of them be having like fantasies of Jake and shit.
And they not
They wicked ass, yeah. And they a lot of them just mad because they can't get it. Wait, this Ezekiel. Yeah. Ezekiel 30:71, start from the top, right? And it reads, "The hand of the Lord was upon me and carried me out in the spirit of the Lord, and set me down in the midst of the valley, which was full of bones, and caused me to pass by them round about. And behold, there were very many in the open valley, and lo, they were very dry. And he said unto me, Son of man, canst these bones live? And I answered, O Lord, Yahweh, thou knowest." Verse 4, again he said unto me, prophesy unto these bones, and say unto them, O ye dry bones, hear the word of the Lord. Thus saith the Lord power unto these bones, behold, I will cause breath to enter into you, and ye shall live. And I will lay sinews upon you, and will cause slackness, and will bring up flesh upon you.
Right, and these bones represent the nation of Israel. Certain parables the Lord breaks down, like in Daniel 8. This was also one of them. And he said those valley of dry bones is talking about the house of Israel. Now, what he's talking about is that they are spiritually dead, so to say. and that when they are dry, that means they're dry of any understanding. And that's why, yeah, no water. That's why that's why this truth is represented as water, the fountain of living waters. Okay, because I was gonna do some research and do a lesson on it. But there's benefits to basically having a home or whatever right next to some water. You know what I'm saying? In fact, he gave me some water. There's benefits to it.
Yeah. Like a lot of Edomites do that. They like put their house by like a lake and stuff, or they even like build a lake in their backyard. Like a lot of these country, I ain't gonna say like a lake, kind of like a pond or something. Put fish in there.
Psalm chapter 1, verse 1 says, "Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is the law of Yahweh, and his law doeth he meditate day and night. And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper."
That's right. And we know that's refer to people as well, as far as being trees. But you know, a tree planted near the rivers of water basically has everything it needs for sustainability and more, because it got what it needs. But if there's a drought season, then there's a problem. That's why the Israelites refer to as dry bones, because they're dry. They laugh at us. Those two women, they laughed at us. They look at us and they mock us, right? They think we're bums. What that bald head nigga say? We're trash, right? How exactly are we trash? Because we want to change the way we eat. We want to change the way we condone ourselves. You know, you okay with little niggas talking about killing one another? But an Israelite who's involved in really a church, that's a problem. Right?
Really, the thing with their wives, it must be crazy. It must be. Even that crazy. You don't really know who you are. You don't know what you're supposed to be governed by. You don't even know what the Heavenly Father wants. So, really, who's who? It's you. You just want to be comfortable here and don't want to have any responsibility that comes with being an Israelite. Understand?
Materialistic Israelite. Because you drive in a car and you got a place and business or whatever.
Big windows, frame glasses and shit.
Yeah, you think you winning. Like the brother said, you got the big ass glasses, you can't see shit. You are 100% materialistic. The spirituality, that point just goes past your head. Okay, you probably participate in both and in everything. You know what I'm saying?
Keep going.
Finish that. You got hold that for a minute.
All right, jumping down to another paragraph. The numbers. The only available statistics on Israelite identifications in the United States were collected as a part of a small national survey conducted by evangelical Christian research firm in 2019.
Now, again, you're trying to number us, right? But this is how Esau does this. This is how Esau operates. When he identifies the so-called threat, he does what he does, right? He tries to do a survey and try to number. That's how Esau operates. He's attached to the war. First, he wants the numbers, right? Then he goes about how to deal with the potential threat. Right?
So that survey, which sought to capture African American attitudes toward the state of Israel, Lifeway Research asks 1,019 African Americans, which of the following best describes your opinion of Black Hebrew Israelite teachings?
They already losing because they only asking one particular tribe for the most part. Because again, they going off the whole black thing.
So you're gonna have 2/3 answers and that shit too. Most respondents, 62% said they are not familiar with the teachings, but 19% said they agree with most of the core ideas taught by black Hebrew Israelites.
And according to them, that's too high of a number.
And 4% say they consider themselves Hebrew Israelites. The remaining 15% said they either firmly oppose the teachings or disagree with most of them. The survey did not specify what those teachings are.
Right. Yeah, because they ain't really got shit to say. So they just try to just make up shit. Right? But the scripture says that the gospel we hear is here to them that are lost. And can I finish up this one? This is it's just an article. It says Kyrie Irving donates $60K to NYC's oldest black Muslim school.
So he's lost.
And like, to be honest, I think there's just a cover up to make everybody think that he a fucking Muslim. You know? But we already know what the nigga believes. Well, kinda sorta believe. You know, which he still kind of a bug out. Anyway, still. Because he can sense the tension behind believing in the truth. So he'd rather not even associate with it because he wants to keep his money.
Trying to alleviate that. What did he last say? He was that Islamic guy? Yeah, so he ain't really. Well, them guys, they're not called. None of those celebrities are called. Did I get a little mad? Of course I got mad. I got mad at the idea. What upsets me is the idea of one of our people bound down to the worst stroke of the year. That's what upset me. When I heard he tried to give, good thing, he tried to give $500K. I got mad at that because I'm like, he shouldn't be paying these devils for nothing. Right? But then they rejected it. So I was like, good, keep your motherfucking money. They don't deserve shit. But I got mad to see, you know, I don't like to see our people be basically emasculated in public for the whole world to see. For the truth, for the sake of the truth. And you ain't did nothing. You didn't do nothing, man. But you didn't know that you just acknowledged that being in the position you were in sparked that much of a response. And you thought, oh, it'll blow over. It's not gonna blow over because this is what's taking over now. The truth. Yeah. And MLA isn't happy with you giving some half-assed power. They want you to bend over. They can do candy. Okay? That's what they want from you. And then you had dumbasses, but they sell out. Shaquille O'Neal, Charles Barkley, LeBron James. Oh, he's an idiot. He should have been suspended. You got to be more mindful of what you said. What did he do? Because he shared a link to a movie. Right. And that movie had false. Nigga, you sold out. Shaq sold out. Y'all niggas gay. Yeah. Right. He's a hypocrite. LeBron James, we already know about you. You deep, and you ain't gonna say nothing. You just a good boy.
Y'all hold hands.
Yeah, you're going.
Like that one news reporter told him to shut up and dribble.
Yeah, shut up and dribble. That's how they do you, and you gonna do your job. All right. Well, Kyrie, I'm not expecting him to come across the line. Hey, IUIC, he basically act like he ain't know who y'all were. He ain't know who y'all were. Deep down, he wish y'all did that.
I'm just trying to just focus on the game.
So what's a play ball?
And which don't get me wrong, you know, like, it's okay to play dumb with these damn devils, but still though, like he just said he just trying to focus on the game, which I would have answered it like that too. You know, I'm not answering none of these bullshit ass questions, but like nigga, when you go and try to invest money into a Muslim school, like bro, like what are you doing? See, like to me, like I said, he trying to throw everybody off, make it seem like that he a Muslim. Like when he first said it, talking about Yahweh, man, the Lord's name ain't in the fucking Quran, alright? None of the religions, yeah, he did say that. Which, I mean, even with that statement alone, he, bending over. Because,
I'm going to work. I shouldn't think you should start, by the time I get done.
Because, Shalaki, because, we gonna come to a time, like, where they gonna ask, are we Hebrew Israelites? Yeah.
Hey,
you know, if you ask me if I'm a black Hebrew Israelite, I'm gonna just say no. I'm not a black Hebrew Israelite.
See, he's not called. can't. That's what IUIC, because they got us just basically like you can't ignore us. First of all, okay, I know why you're really trying to recruit. I'm aware of your past. You know what I'm saying? What's the reason? And he would have somehow made the ranks. He would have made top rank somehow, because of money. But he basically told y'all, leave me alone. Right. So you would say you did it out of support. I know you're real though. But now that you got your answer, you know what I'm saying? But hey, it's now being talked about worldwide, right? Everybody's focusing on the truth now. Okay? Everybody's focusing on the truth. Because even in this program, you're going to see they acknowledge all the tribes, not just black. Okay? So this right here is letting you know that they're starting to take us seriously now. Right? You got to present.
I got a quick one. This is Matthew chapter 17 and verse 20. And Yahushua said unto them,
6 o'clock.
this is Matthew chapter 17 and verse 20. And Yahushua said unto them, because of your unbelief, for verily I say unto you, if you have a faith that is a grain of a mustard seed, ye shall say unto this mountain, move hence to yonder place, and it shall remove, and nothing shall be impossible to you. Now, brother had brought this out, and it still plays in my mind. You know, that's the faith of the mustard seed, man. You know, just that little bit of faith, you know, just need to be in the earth, just for a mountain just to move. And, you know, spiritually, a mountain is in the government, you know. And whose mountain being moved right now? We saw Edom's, man. Right, man. He's now, he's touched now, man. You know, because it's been a long time since he tried to put the dirt over the Hebrew Israelites, but now it's exploding. You know, you can't capsize a geyser. You know, since it's going to erupt. You know, so now the whole world is finding out the wickedness. The whole world is seeing who people are now. And hey, like as Isaiah 47 say, you know, your nakedness shall be uncovered, man. You know, so hey, you devils being exposed, man. That's why you get backed into a corner, and that's why the scriptures say the devil knew he have a short time, man, because he had an end.
Right. If I can say real quick to all these naysayers and mockers, like the Charleston whites and people of that mindset, that's what the prophet's lot is, man. To bring down a stronghold spiritually, man. We ain't out here to get cornered, man. The Lord is gonna lead the charge on that, man.
What the Lord say, wait upon me to raise up to the person. You know, not you niggas, man. Because you niggas don't even have a right mindset to go do that, man.
He smacked the white woman in 5th grade, and now he just fucking tough.
This is 2 Corinthians 13:8, and it reads that we can do nothing against the truth, but for the truth. What's funny about that is that everything the Amalekites do, if they think they're going to squash it just leads more people to it, you know, to discover themselves and figure out what's going on with this Hebrew Israelite thing. I never heard of this before. Let me look into it, you know. So even in that, for as much as they try to ask more questions, try to put Kyrie on the spot, they just pouring gas on the fire is what they do, you know.
Adding more wood to the fire, making a seething great fire.
They can still
They think they can outsmart the Heavenly Father. They're like, I know how to. They're like, I know how to put an end to this. This is how we're gonna put an end to this, and it's just backfiring on you.
Right.
True. And all the coons, they all getting exposed.
Right.
That's why even Shaq.
Me
You too.
That's why even Shaq apologized, because him trying to play a role of a bootleg got his own, some of his fans like, hey bro, you should have said something. Like you know he ain't. So then even he apologized. Barkley, that nigga just fucking goes. Okay. That nigga just full-fledged in, don't give a damn, you know. But yeah, so a lot of them are still gonna be for the society, but some are really asking questions, and a lot of them are starting to listen. Hey, when the apostles was on the scene, the Acts, they were stirring up so much trouble just by teaching. The authorities, the people in charge, especially the scribes, hey man, we gotta do something about this, right? And all they did, even though they beat them, they slew some of them like Stephen, the word still just kept spreading, still just kept, the Holy Spirit was still about doing the job, man.
This is first Esdras 4, and I'm gonna start at 38. As for the truth, it endureth and is always strong, and it liveth and conquereth forevermore. With her there is no accepting of persons or rewards, but she doeth the things that are just, and refraineth from all unjust and wicked things.
And I'm not the king.
And all men do well
I'm a slave.
like of her works.
Satan, yes.
Neither in her judgment is any unrighteous,
Mercy
and she is the strength,
I've been bullied.
kingdom, power, and majesty of all ages. Blessed be the God of truth.
That's the power of truth. The power of truth moves mountains. The power of truth dismantles foundations built upon, you know what I'm saying, let's say untempered mortar.
Yeah.
Breaks it down. It tries it. You Edomites have never been on this level of scrutiny before, especially you Amalekites. Right. Because if you was to ask them, okay, so what's noticing that they don't even talk about our faces when we teach. They're just talking about us in numbers and the threat that we may potentially pose. What about what we teach? What about what we're saying? What about the Bible verse? What about the history? Why can't you debunk us using artifacts, scripture, and everything else, right? Why can't you do that? Because you lost. You've already tried. Payment alone, you've already tried. He got nothing else to do now but just say, look, because at the end of the day, he has a problem with you calling yourself an Israelite. He has a problem with you. He wants you to go back to the plantation and say, you're perfect. That's what he wants. That's why we say he's your enemy.
This is the word of the Lord, man. Like, that's just what it is. And if we was just how they trying to paint us, you know, and demonize us, why Edomites, you know, wishing us well out here, man. They see the results, man. Like that one guy, oh, what the results at? Where all these people, what the results? They just talking it, and the people see, man. And you see how this mountain of, as Esau's government is being shaken, man.
What did the Lord say? Set thy face against Mount Seir. We doing that, man. That's how you know we doing a good job, because now we got this devil worried, man. And he been worried since the apostles came on the scene, man. Since they've been teaching for 30 plus years, man. You know, now we in this day and age, now it's manifesting now, man. The prophecies, man. You know, these devils came.
Y'all got it.
Step. Give me Isaiah 13.
Paragraph. The 2020 U.S. Census put the black population at 41.1 million. So extrapolated from the Lifeway data, there are approximately 1.6 million Hebrew Israelites in the U.S., not counting the small numbers of Latinos and Native Americans who also belong to the Israelite groups, and 7.8 million people who may not identify as Israelites but who agree with the spiritual movement's main teachings.
And a lot of them are probably foreigners. They probably ain't count them because they Filipinos or because they look like they're Europeans, right? But they acknowledge Latino, Native American, right? So it shows you that we are the Israelites. that shows you the validity of this sign here. You got a lot of Israelites that got a problem with the sign. Well, put it this way: if we figured out we was lying, wouldn't the Spirit eventually draw in the true Israelites? And guess who they happen to be? So-called Israelites. Yes, you got them scattered. But let's say Ephraim was really the Philippines. Wouldn't they all be spiritual? Just the Spirit would make itself manifest. This is how we know we got the truth. So you got a lot of guys out there that got a problem with our teachers. Who came up with the sign, right? They want to try to debunk the sign. But look who's all coming in this truth, though. That's how you know. Just look at Chicago. They got all the tribes. If they weren't Israelites, they'd be able to hold posts and be the Spirit, break down the Spirit. This is how we know the Lord is dealing with us. And how the Lord is dealing with great wisdom in their teachings. But you got Jason trying to teach. But look at the proof. They just acknowledge what we've been saying who the Israelites are. You got that 13.
You know that they know because when the whole roll your sleeve thing was going on, who was they pushing it to?
Exactly.
The Native Americans, Latinos, and so-called Negroes.
They all said.
Yeah.
It's Leviticus 24:10. And the son of an Israelitish woman, whose father was an Egyptian, went out among the children of Israel. And did I call out the verse? Leviticus 24:10. Anyway, it says, and this son of the Israelitish woman and a man of Israel strode together in the camp. And the Israelitish woman's son blasphemed the name of the Lord and cursed. And they brought him unto Moses. And his mother's name was Shelamith, the daughter of Dibri of the tribe of Dan. And they put him inward, that the mind of the Lord might be showed them. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, bring him forth, him that have cursed without the camp, and let all that heard him lay their hands upon his head, and let all the congregation stone him. Right. So, like the brother was saying, this dude was basically a terrorist. Okay? He was a Hamite because the spirit goes to the seed of the father. Okay, so if the northern kingdom wasn't really Israelites, then they wouldn't be able to step in the streets and prophesy and accept the doctrine. Okay? Because all these heathens blaspheme our God. Okay?
Right. And you can just the name they what they name themselves.
That's right.
Jesus, Jose, you know what I'm saying? Angelo, which is angel. Yeah. Everything's going to scripture. Michelangelo. Mary is a very popular name. You can be one family of Israelites and just about all of them named Mary.
That's right.
They go back to the name of the scriptures.
That's right.
Why is that? Because that's where they come from.
So we eat unleavened bread. They whole diet damn near is unleavened bread.
Yeah. It's the spirit. See? And now the Lord is raising this up. So all them, which I think they fell off that, but you had a lot of Israelites who went against the sign, you don't have. In fact, in St. Louis, I think they probably still around. It calls up fourth tribe. Yeah. They all about Negro. Don't know where they is. I know they do got a spot they teach. They teach so they don't go out like that. They know why. Because all it takes is somebody to walk up and test your knowledge on the scriptures. So they want to be in the center where they control everything. But the Lord ain't dealing with them either. Alright, that's why you never heard of them. Because they came against the sign and they only dealt with the tribe of Negroes and the tribe of Jews. And they dealt with Negro only. But now you got Israelites from all four corners, alright, they don't look like your typical Israelite, and they teach you. Right. And then you got Northern Kingdom, you got Spanish Jews out there, and they teach them to break the difference. Right. So that's how you know we got the truth. That's why we say don't listen to guys like that. They pushing her, they don't have the spirit.
Pushing separation.
Yeah.
And this thing is about Israel coming back together.
Right.
That's just really, I was just thinking about
That's how they just on the internet selling, teaching their little congregation to selling merchandise.
and smoking weed. Because hey, you fourth tribe dudes, man, you smoke weed. I seen one of them in the skate ring.
We
Not too long ago. You know, like, and I'm like, don't get me wrong, like, with y'all cool and all that. Like, I ain't got no personal problem with y'all, but it's just a doctrine. Like as an Israelite, you're not supposed to be smoking. Okay, you destroying your temples. Yeah.
We've encountered a few of them. They didn't say, but we know what it is. And that was one of the main issues they had the whole smoke. Yeah, but our issue is with the doctrine of tribe. Last public speaking, you would catch them about 7 to 8 years ago. And their whole thing is about the tribe. They're not the true prophets. Okay? They don't got the true understanding of Ezekiel 37.
Hey, if one thing is wrong with your doctrine, your whole doctrine, it's pretty much tainted. Okay? That's right. Cause like even then, like everybody see talking about some they keep the laws, but you got dudes with dreads in the congregation. You got dudes with lions. Like did you not read Leviticus 19 and 27? Thou shalt not mark the corner of thy heads. What does that scripture mean, bro? Okay. Like even then, I seen a house in Israel when they went off on. I think they went into Romans 11 chapter, and basically like salvation has come to the Gentiles, which is talking about the other, not the other nations, but the Israelites, like the scattered Israelites, Israelite foreigners. So that means what? That means, nigga, you still think Cornelius is an Edomite, okay? And like, then what's the purpose? Then what's the point of going out to the streets and cussing out the white man? You know, so
you got to change, especially Chief Ephraim, which he's a part of Israel. I believe he did a breakdown too, and he basically said that the Lord used the heathen to make us embarrassed, to make us look bad. Then we got our actual language. Show me a point in time in history where you had a bunch of heathen Bible spirit was on them teaching to provoke us to jealousy to say, no man, we gotta get our axes on. No man, that's not what it's talking about. Okay? It's talking about the Israelite form that provoked those who are the circumcision to jealousy.
yeah, like the Israelites that was born in the land. You know, they went to Greeks and all these other different so-called Gentile cities and taught the Israelites that was in churches. Okay.
And the question was then asked, well, if you said Cornelius was another nation, you're saying that the salvation is for the heathen. That's what you're saying. And you got to go further. You got to have them in your congregation. No, we don't. That's what they said. No, we don't. Yes, you do. You got to believe by example. So if Edomite walks up and says, I want to be down for the cause, according to your doctrine, salvation is open for them. You got to let them in. And ain't none of them got them in there because they know that's a bunch of BS. So this is also the Lord letting you know who really got the truth. Okay.
What verse?
Just the first one. It's top verse.
It's Isaiah chapter 13, starting at verse 1. It says, the burden of Babylon, which Isaiah the son of Amos did see. Lift ye up the banner upon the high mountain, exalt the voice unto them, shake the hands, that they may go into the gates of the noble.
That's right. So lift up the banner. This is true. On the high mountain. It's powerful. It's people. It says that they may go into the gates of the noble. You know what? The truth eventually reaches what? The gates of the noble. The gates of the noble represent those who are in charge. Like even in the ancient world, right? When you went into the city, your presence was basically known by the leader, like Abraham. That's why him and Sarah played siblings, because he knew that when we get in here, your beauty is gonna make its way to the top. Because you had to say where you was from, what type of people you are. Just like with Joseph, when the 10 went down there, he was messing with them, right? They had to state where they're from. They're like, no, we're from a good man. Okay, we honest people, we innocent, we don't. This is where we come from. This is the people we come from. And he was like, no, y'all spies. He was messing with them. But that's proof that you had to state where you're from, what's your business. You come on a line, you travel. You know what I'm saying? So when Abraham got in there, what happened? The beauty of Sarah made it all the way to the king. brothers that came in. This is such a bringer here. You know? So this truth now has made it to the gates of the nobles because Amalek runs every damn thing, and now even the average Amalekite knows about us. A lot of them have been known, but now they know about it. So a lot of them are inquiring, let's see, what are they talking about?
They're confounded
A
too.
lot of them are confounded.
They having briefings too. You know, like even then, like a lot of these Christians, they was having briefings to try to take us down or whatnot. Yeah, like took it matters. Hey, and guess what? You gonna have a lot of those niggas that try to look up with Amalek. You know, Amalek gonna use those Christian niggas that come against the truth.
Even when it comes to persecution, right? John chapter 16.
This is Matthew 24:14. And the gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then the end shall come.
And this is what? We are the Israelites. We are the Israelites. In fact, title I think get Hosea 3 and 3. That's what we're telling people. We are the Israelites.
This is 2 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 4. It says, For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through Yahweh to the pulling down of strongholds. So you know, hey, we pulling down these devil's strongholds, man. You know, spiritually. So physically, they strongholds gonna come down. They military might. The head tribe themselves coming down, man. And ultimately, this is all by design of Yahweh Shani Shai, because ultimately the Lord is attacking y'all, man. You know, that's why you move, man. You know, you hurt.
This is how we get things done. You know how Esau gets things done. Pick up a pistol. Go to the war. How do we get things done? Pick up this book. And we go to spiritual war. Look at what we do. This is how we get done. And we ain't gotta be I mean, there's a time and place for everything. Right? When you read about the Maccabees, he had to ignore them because the Edomites waited swimmingly to the salmon to protect them. And a lot of them was like, I'd rather die before I protect the salmon. But he had his other one like, look, man, we gotta defend ourselves. We gotta fight. You know, here's the time. The Lord is with us. So they had to pick up the sword and they had to fight. And they had to maintain their peace, they had to go to war. And it's a time and place for everything. There are times where war was necessary.
Yeah.
And we waited till the spirit revealed. Right now, the Lord said, just do this job. Just do this job. That's it. And look at what we've accomplished. We've accomplished more than any so-called black militant movement ever accomplished. We've accomplished more than I would say the civil rights movement. Well, how do you say that? Well, because look what we're doing. Now we're guiding lost souls back to the Bible, to their true heritage. You know, this is what's really sustained them for life. It's true. This is what really gives you life. The hell with some damn rights to allow you to work until retirement or some shit like that. Yeah, the right to be interviewed. You know what I'm saying? Okay, they don't just throw your interview. They don't just throw your application out the window. They at least bring you in, interview, and just send you to we decide to go somewhere. Yeah. Congratulations. That's what you've done. We've accomplished more than that. Starting with the apostles and elders, very much on their teachings.
1 Corinthians 6:12. All things are lawful unto me, but all things are not expedient.
Meaning what? All things are lawful. You gotta be circumspect.
It's like, go ahead. And yeah, like the brother mentioned in the book of Maccabees, like when those Greeks came to our brothers that was practicing the laws, you know, and killed them. Because hey, look, Esau is not a man of honor. Okay, he is not a man of integrity. It showed through his forefather. He sold his birthright for them, uncooked piece of meat. Okay? So yeah, Jews and Maccabees, we just gonna have to just fight. What is lose? You know? So, can't be over righteous or stupid. You know, you gotta actually use your head. You know.
Over righteousness, I destroy that shit.
That's right. You know, like you should be at work arguing with Edomites. Man, look, let them say they little racist stereotype. Look, who the fuck you on the slavery?
That's another thing. They ain't at their job saying that. Their job saying that. Shut up.
Shit, like what? Like why would you do that?
Why would you do that anyway? What is it? What is that proving? See, that's how you know he's an agent, man. You know, he can say all these things, and I'm down, we doing this, and doing that. Let one of the camps say that. They gonna prosecute. So, you know, hey.
My supervisor asked me, like, what's that? I heard about them. I don't know much about them. See, I'm just playing smart. Like when Kyrie was on that mini before, right? Like he said, like I'm just trying to focus on the game or whatever.
Right.
He could have just said, look, we're here to talk about the game.
Right.
But he basically was like,
Anybody have a cigarette?
how you gonna see nothing like that? It was kind of like a diss, right? And he's like, I don't know. So that's really how you see. That's how they receive it. But it could be looked at as like, oh man, he just shit on him. But really, he could have just said like, you know, we here to play the game. He could be wise, but I think it was shown that he really just like, look, I don't want nothing to do with that. I'm trying to appease people. But man, like I said, he's not caused. Yeah,
Like that's like a lot of pressure. Like Kyrie, like y'all coming on too strong. I ain't ready for that.
And they just want that money. You know what they're gonna hit him with?
He was willing to give $500,000 to the Jews. But you can't give $500,000
To us, I mean, to Israelite causes. No right, no pop. Like we don't.
They don't just opportunity, boy. That's right, bro.
You don't call him the pocket number two.
Yeah, like they gonna be like, yeah, like we gonna build this IURC. And which we not like, look, bro, like we not here to like build buildings and all that. We just teach the word and get out of here. Like all the other stuff as far as like building it, that's gonna all be in the kingdom.
You know we only gonna get so you only gonna get so far.
Yeah.
Good. This is John chapter 16 to verse 1. It says, these things have I spoken unto you, that ye should not be offended. They shall put you out of the synagogues. Yea, the time cometh that whosoever killeth you will think that he doing Yahweh's service. And these things will they do unto you, because they have not known the Father nor me.
That last verse again.
It says, and these things will they do unto you. It says, they shall put you out of the synagogues. Yea, the time cometh that whosoever killeth you thinketh that he doeth God's service. And these things will they do unto you, because they have not known the Father nor me.
Right. So you're gonna have a lot of Israelites, right? Like the brother mentioned, they're gonna try to come up against us. A lot of them gonna honestly think they're doing something. You don't know why, because a lot of them are indoctrinated. Remember America saying. That's why all these videos going around. They're going off what Esau says and checking the news and reading articles like that, and they're like, well, there must be a problem then, right? Because they're stirring up strife in their military. A lot of them don't actually know. They say they're patriots for America, or they may be patriots for whatever their Christian doctrine is. Right? Paul was an example of that. He thought, because he said he was consenting in Stephen's thing, so he was down with it. He's like, good, we did something good here. We got rid of one of those brothers. But then that's when the Lord had to come and kick him off the horse, okay, and humble him down. Then that's when he realized, sure, I was wrong, right? So you're gonna have some who are gonna be like, yeah, we need to shut him down and all that. But guess what? A lot of them is gonna be sincerely lost, right? But we know it's coming. We know it's coming. But we know the one that's going to be leading the charge is going to be the devils. And they know other Israelites is going to jump on board because they're lost in their own word. And they thinking they doing your house, or thinking they're doing a good thing. Right? But they don't know the Lord. And only in the end they're going to realize, just like when Yahushua, after the spirit gave up, you had that eclipse for 3 hours. What would some of the soldiers and the ones watching say? Surely this was a man. So they didn't know until maybe after the fact. We fucked up. So the same thing gonna happen. You got that Hosea.
This is the book of Hosea, chapter 3, verse 2, and it reads, I said unto her, thou shalt abide for me many days, thou shalt not pay the harlot, thou shalt not be for another man, so will I also be for thee. For the children of Israel shall abide many days without a king, and without a prince, without a sacrifice, and without an image, and without an ephod, and without teraphim. Afterwards shall the children of Israel return and seek the Lord Yahweh their power, and David their king, and shall fear the Lord Yahweh and his goodness in the last days.
That's happening right now. That's our message. So we're here to tell you that we are the Israelites, we're God's chosen people according to the Bible. That's what we're here to tell you.
That's right.
That's our main message. And then we'll tell you about prophecy and the Lord gonna be destroyed because of what you did to the Lord's people. Because you persecuted his people, that's why this place is really going to be destroyed. And on top of that, you're breaking all the laws. You such and such. But we're really here to tell you that we are the Israelites. That's who we are. So-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans today are biblical Israelites.
That's right.
And in particular, the tribe of Judah belongs to those people today are what you call Negro. They say, well, how do you know that? One, by the scriptures, by faith, by the Spirit as well, and because we've done the research, okay, as far as tribes and all that. All those videos are actually on the web. About this tribe and that tribe and that tribe, about history books and all that. We've already done that. We just can't go into explanation every time. Somebody walks up, how do you know that Simeon is the Look, the research is there. It's actually on this.
Yes. Like you said, the scriptures, man. In Genesis, it tells you what was going to fall with the 12 sons in the latter days, man. You know, and that's how we know, man. Like you said, the scriptures and the prophecies that's happening. You know, and it has happened to these people. They only fit one group of people.
And we pull out plenty of examples to prove why we from the tribe of Judah. But they don't acknowledge that. They believe that the reason a black woman can't grow hair is because of Isaiah chapter 3. Why you don't bring that up? Because that's true. But you know what you guys do? You shave your head bald, and that shouldn't be back in a week. Talking to try to fit the prophecies. Our women try everything in the book. Okay? They probably spend more money than they spend on bills on their scalp. Okay? And that's because why? They want that natural long uncle's hair. They're used to it. That they used to have. And you gotta ask the question. How come every time a black woman born, there's a strong chance that her hair can't go past a certain length? Right? It's a genetic thing. And then you read the prophecy, you're like, well, yeah. The scriptures tell you that a woman blurs her hair. Because our woman cried, the Lord punished her. The Lord said that Judah was the head tribe. So the black woman took all the land, curse. They said, yeah, the two together. That's just one example. Because it gets acknowledged because they consider came out of nowhere last year. I thought it was funny, but when that happened, everybody was watching. You either go never, right, and appease the sisters. They call it a war, right? Yeah. Or you was going, which we still cursed her out, but I still looked at it as funny. It's like she's telling the truth.
That's probably Ruth's now.
She's telling the truth, but at the same time, I didn't get too mad because she's giving you all the comfort. She's telling you women, you are the chosen people. But she's mocking you. Guess what? You don't get it for what she ain't. But she's telling you you're an instrument. So I would have took that and turned that into a blessing. But you know, it was more like, motherfucker, who you talking about? Sisters like that. Which I'm not necessarily blaming you because you're trying to protect them. But if you look at it from a
like a true standpoint,
she's giving you a compliment. So you should have took that and ran with it. Right? I'm glad she said that.
and plus, like, man, it's a small thing. The sister that come down, what's her name? Princess something like that. Hey, she got a foot.
Right,
yeah, she can duck this
far
stuff.
out, you know what I'm saying? But you see the ratchet shit.
Yeah. Yeah, and plus, hey, that's why the scripture says pride goes before the fall. You got a lot of our women that's getting these BBLs, and the shit look horrible. You know, they gotta, thighs don't match.
Yeah, and along with that curse, it says, "Well, I shall discover thy secret." Meaning your business is going to be available for the streets to see. Who else is on top of cars, trucks, working, running out here doing the most ratchet, nasty
In the store, ass naked, just
literally ass
getting
naked.
blunts and just tennis shoes and a weave.
And I remember that video. Esau looking at her like, what the fuck?
She eating my, she can't do
That was
it.
hilarious.
She said,
That was hilarious, bro. She literally walked in.
like, that was like the most driest shit I seen an Edomite do. But they ain't like, oh,
But
no.
the bitch had a mask on.
Yeah.
No clothes, just a mask.
Like deep down inside. What's up, man? That booty came up. But like the Apostle of the War, he always brought out that so-called black woman love attention, man. Like, which really, you know, she's supposed to be respected because she's supposed to be the most beautiful woman, like all the Israelite women. But since she can't get that attention, she want to go up another way. You know, she want to use Esau's system to make herself pretty. Like, nah, man, like that shit makes you ugly as hell. And it shows. You know, like wearing excessive makeup breaks out your skin. Putting fake hair in your head. Now, no black man wants your ass. Yeah, you got the like, man, you know, you hugging women, and damn, like Jake say, you smell like outside. You know, yeah, you got the damn outside smell in your hair. And look, that's not attractive.
Where is the nimble kind of woman? Do you see or hear anything about them being bald-headed or their women acting like hoes? I don't hear anything about it. That's how you know they don't fit you. They don't fit you. We can describe the at times animalistic behaviors of our women in the scriptures, but you can't. And that's just one example, right? That's just one example. You can easily use the condition of the so-called black woman as an example to prove that we are the truth. That's just one. But you see, they don't acknowledge that though.
Right.
Like, hey, it gets to the point, like, you just in straight denial of it. You know, because, I mean, like, even them, like, they say, you keep telling them a lot, eventually everybody believe it, but, hey, that can only go so far. All right? Eventually the truth is going to have to come out. Because people go, rise up and get smart, but I got to click. In Deuteronomy 28 and 45, moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee and shall pursue thee and overtake thee till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee, and they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever.
You see, upon my seed forever. That's why we can explain it. And you noticed in that little picture I showed, the Amalekite, in their little Reddit or whatever the hell that shit was.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody asked, so what's their basis, right? He didn't say nothing. All he said was they're twisting this and why don't you quote? See?
Just pulling stuff out of their ass.
And they're just coming up with weird breakdowns, such as, see, but you can't do that. See, we can. And that's why the apostles was stressing, you know, as things start to get more heated, we got to be even more important with what we say and what we do. You know, that's why years ago, you know, we used to be hot, right? Fucking them. We used to be hot. And you know, the apostles, the brothers still kind of toned down. I'm not saying we still can't curse them out, we still fuck them. But we being more circumspect now, and we making sure that everything we say is strictly out the scripture. That's why the apostle say like what he says, like go ahead and right? Because when the devil's coming, like we're talking about like Israelites and stuff like that. Because what the devil's doing, especially over these fishers, is looking for anything he can grasp onto to try to make it. So that's what they're doing here in their heart. So as long as we have our defenses according to the scripture, we'll make sure we do Israelites. Let's go to the Bible. Let's go to the curses. And you know one of the main curses they constantly trying to debunk is verse 68. You know what I'm saying? Because they know that without a doubt, that completely proves who the Israelites are. Right? So much that if you look at, you just Google yoke of iron, no black slave, nothing like that. Come up as what? Israelites in slavery. Yoke of iron. When have you devils have ever had the yoke of iron upon your necks? It never happened. That's right. See, we don't have to manipulate shape-shift history to make this verse seem like it applies to us. It's just evident.
Yeah, like Jay said, yeah, make that make sense. Age, and it's but the truth is making sense. The lines ain't making sense.
Right. Truth always add up. It's mad.
Now that's why the scriptures talk. It says stand with thy enchantments. You know, and guess what? That shit gonna fail because it's all fake. Okay.
What the scripture say, no enchantment shall prosper against Jacob. That's right. But a point that I had, it's a precept that I got. I did a lesson earlier. Basically titled that we are literally witnessing all of our evil. And Sirach chapter 25 verse 2. It said, 3 sorts of men my soul hated. I am greatly offended with their life. It said, there be 9 things which I have judged in my heart to be happy. In contempt I will utter with my tongue. A man that hath joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. So hey, we are in an age where we are seeing the fall of our enemy. Number 1 enemy being Esau Edom. Right. You know, the head tribe is falling, you know, and literally the house of Esau is being broken down, man. You know, because these devils are at odds with one another. What did Yahushua say? Hey, if a house be divided against itself, it shall not stand, man. Sure. The house of Esau is through, man. It is finished, man. It's cracked, man. The stone, Yahushua is coming soon to dismantle and decimate y'all soon, man.
Right.
I had enough to do in my head.
Well, I was not really going that. Just finish that Ezekiel 37.
That Ezekiel 37, it's starting to get hard.
I know for sure I want you to read the last one.
For lots of these people, the attention that West and Irving have brought to their belief system has been validated. Israelism. That's how you know it.
Yeah, really.
Hey, like it is one thing. You say Hebrew Israelism. Yeah, that's corny shit.
Yeah, that's vocab made that up.
So they trying to slap these labels.
Anything other from the truth. Right? We are Hebrew Israelites. Yes, we're black Hebrew Israelites. We didn't say that.
Black Hebrewism.
Hebrew Israelism. What you throwing that into?
That's pretty much like toxic masculinity or male chauvinism. These little smart, little undermining comments that they try to spark a reaction.
Like this is something new or something.
Yeah, Israelism is becoming part of the plausibility structure of Black America. Christian activist and author Vocab Hammond Malone told the Jewish Telegraphic Agency, referring to a social context in which certain ideas are considered credible. The suspicion that a lot of folks have toward the Jewish community, they think they're vindicated now.
Yeah, because basically you know, exposing Amalek. So now even a lot of people out there notice like, yeah, you're right. It's like Kanye. All he did was say the truth. Amalek owns this, Amalek owns that. And then they looked and they was like, yeah, you're right.
The last paragraph of it. Malone, the Christian activist, cautioned that as the extremist wing of the Israelite movement grows, more violent lone wolves may emerge. There's a big funnel with any movement, and the bigger the funnel is, you get certain things down at the bottom. He said this is not Buddhism, this is a different kind of thing with a different kind of rhythm.
See, you're trying to throw that in, right? Basically, he's saying that we're a problem. That's what he's saying. Nowhere in there did he talk about our defense. Did he stand on what we say, right? Because we're actually more of a Christian than he is. And that's because, one, we're Israelites. We actually condemn the wickedness that we see in America. He won't do a single video about the sodomy in America, about the Catholic priests, about the pedophilia. Because he was asked that. And he was like, well, I specialize in Hebrew Israelism. That's what he said. So he's not a real defender of the word. Right. He has nothing to say about anything in the world that goes on today. He only has a problem with Islam. Right. We are more of a problem than the sodomy that goes on. Right. That shows you he's bought and paid for. He has one specific job: to try to stray away as many sheep from the truth as possible, and to set us up. See, so he's not a real Christian. He didn't go on there and say, well, listen, I've met with some, they're not like that. They just believe this and believe that, they're not violent. He had opportunity to tell the truth. But you know what he took the opportunity to do? To put out warnings. As they grow, you know, here and there, hint, hint, we need to do something. That's what he's trying to say. Understand? Go ahead and talk about us on the road. Give the truth more credibility. That's how you do it. You give it more credibility, because when you talk about us, you gotta say something about it. They believe that they are this and this and that. Why do they believe that? We gotta talk about it. Why? That's how we know we ain't got much time left, man. The family of the word is just about here.
This is Matthew 10 and I'll start verse 12. And when you come into an house, salute it. And if the house be worthy, let your peace come upon it. But if it be not worthy, let your peace return to you. And whosoever shall not receive you, nor hear your words, when you depart out of that house or city, shake off the dust of your feet. Verily I say unto you, it shall be more tolerable for the land of Sodom and Gomorrah in the day of judgment than for that city. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. And this is part of our doctrine, man. The Lord commanded us to be. So where is the this militant mind and this war game trying to paint a picture of us, man? A dove ain't burning arms, you know. We wise, so we call out your plays, man, play by play, man, because the Lord showed it to us. The Lord gave us that understanding and teachers to show us, man, what we're gonna be dealing with. Now, nowhere in it does it say take up arms and do this and do that. It says wait upon the Lord, and the results are out here, man. The people know and see, man. People that have been in disagreement with us will come to the defense like them, man, they not out here doing nothing. All they doing is talking. All they doing is preaching the word, you know? So it's going to be better than Sodom and Gomorrah for this city, man. Because you straight condemn the prophets and you lie on them, man. And you wish that we would cease to exist, man.
Jeremiah chapter 16 verse 16. The reason it says, behold, I will send for many fishers, said Yahweh, and they shall fish them. And after what I have sent for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill, out of the holes of the rocks. The point is a fisher. I looked up what is the key attribute of a fisher. And one of the attributes is patience. The reality of being out of the water is that you are going to spend way more time not catching fish than you will actually reel in some observant, determined, eco-friendly, adventurous, educated. Right. So we are being fishers in the fishermen nation, being wise. But what is the attribute of a hunter? To go and get something, go take down something. You know, so right now we are fishermen men, you know, fishing for the elect. So for the people like, oh, y'all just talking, no, we being observant and being wise, man. We not finna make a move. We waiting on Yahweh Shem Shah to rise up to the prey and to eventually give us the spirit to rise up to the prey as well, man. Right. So y'all can keep on talking that shit. Y'all haven't done nothing. What are you niggas doing, man? Not a damn thing, but just talking shit, man. Yeah. You know?
Or either they trying to build up something in a sinking ship, man. You know, trying to breach these, trying to repair these breaches in the foundation. It ain't gonna, it's to no avail. You try to patch this side up and the other side falling, the other wall falling down. You know, it's just what it is, man.
And they'll hire these niggas like that to say the things they said because it's called bait. You know what I'm saying? It's they need you to. Esau needs us to get in his realm so that he can deal with us accordingly, which is the carnal. Yeah, the carnal realm. That's what he needs, because he's already prepared for it. But since we're staying in the spiritual realm, right? He can't touch us. He's pissed, so he's trying to bait us out. It's kind of like you got dolphins, right? They'll catch birds. They'll literally grab the fish, put it right in front of them. Just watch it. The bird will want to grab it. When they see the bird go to grab it, they have dolphin to grab it. Just because the bird is really stupid. But why does the dolphin do that? Because the dolphin can't get the damn bird. But he needs the bird to come out of his environment, come in my world so I can catch it. That's what Esau Edom wants us to do. He wants us to get out the carnal realm. I mean, it's like the spiritual realm. Go into the carnal realm so that he could be like, look, all right, take them down. But since we ain't giving them that, and we're coming strictly off the scriptures, look at what they have to muster up there. The whole damn essay on us, trying to paint us to be a problem and a threat. But you're not saying anything that we've done. You're not saying anything that we did. You act like what we do is a secret. It's not a secret. We don't have secret meetings. What happens when somebody asks us, where can I find y'all at? Right here. them right here. Like we having secret meetings of plotting a revolt. That's why we know you got spies in the camp, you know.
Like we got weapons of mass destruction.
Right. We got like a few ways in our bases.
Yeah. We know why you send spies, because you think we on some revolutionary. And it's really stupid. Because now they gonna have to put the work. They got to do lessons, they got to do videos, and if they don't make the cut, they get kicked.
Yeah, and that's what Apostle Cross said. He was all like, I know it's spies amongst us. And then the elders, they made it into a joke. They said, you niggas put it doing your videos. and they was they was all like, shit, hey, you might as well just be in the camp now. Like, you might as well become a believer now.
Yeah. You might know who's